correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I mean, these flushers like this, I think they are just like these things on steroids, right? I mean, I don't really use one of these. I never really plastered that much. I just do drywall finishing. I've never really used one of these that much. Can-Am sent me a couple of flushers. I tried them out. I mean, do they work? I'll tell you what, if you use one of these, get these. Get these, because these are going to be so much better. But I really don't use this. I use my angle heads, you know. I've got my mud runners. Like somebody had said, I've got a zillion videos on mud runners. So, and really hard for me to read the chats on there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just using my phone in my garage. So I was just going to answer a couple of questions. I had done a series of videos on my skylights with my left hand. And then I had a really crooked angle. Like I said, my house was built in 1887. Matter of fact, if you can see this lumber here, this is 1887 lumber, 130-year-old lumber, because I tried to save a lot of it. And I'll make something out of it someday, I don't know. But they asked me if I wasn't clear on how to make the angle straight. So yeah, those are real 2x4s, absolutely. Those are real 2 inches by 4 inches. They're actually not even that heavy, I think, just because because they're so dried out. I mean, I'd be a little dried out too after 130 years. I'd be dust. But I was going to show you this. I'm going to take this if I can. I'll get it up so you can see it. I need to take a quick angle cut on this. I'll grab my tape measure. I'm going to cut the back side so the front stays okay. So let's just take it 16 inches. And I'll make a cut here real quick at 16. And then I'll bend it over so you can see. Now, let's see, can I get this up here? Maybe I can get this up here. Let's try this. I haven't thought this through that much. I know. Okay. And I just put this trim right off of the angle like this. Okay. And then I need a knife. Now that's a knife. Then what you do is when it's all secured and set, you can mud this in like that and create your own straight line. It doesn't matter how crooked this is, you are going to make your own straight line with a straight edge on there. And I'm telling you, it comes out super straight if you do it right. See, my company works on a lot turn of the century homes here in New Jersey, yes. You did an 1870 rebuild. Oh, that's older than mine. Mine's 1887. So, let me get this put away. But, so that was one question that somebody had. I wanted to answer that today. So if there's any other questions, anything you'd like to know, I probably don't have the answer, but I can fake it. You know, what do they say? If you can't beat them with brains, baffle them with a bunch of BS, and I'm pretty good at that. So I just want we do most of our work on very old homes. You know, where I live here in Illinois, in this one town, that's pretty much all we have here right now is, oh, my videos help you get back. Oh, thank you. But there are no very, very little, can you please give me the benefits Oh, the benefits of plus three. Absolutely, I can. I, you know, I'll tell you why I like plus three. It's because when I started taping, lightweight compounds like that did not exist. So, oh, Sweden. Hey, I'm Swedish. See somebody from Sweden. Lightweight compounds did not exist. Our mud for finishing came in bags. We used Georgia Pacific or USG. USG had it too. We had to three coat everything, 7, 10, 12. We had to three coat screws. We had to three coat everything. Plus three came out, and it was a lightweight compound. It was much lighter than the all-purpose, and it came in buckets, much lighter. And I was using it for the first time. Hi there. And I was using it for the first time. And I went through and I taped and coated this entire house, and I boxed it like I would with the bag mud and everything else. And all of my seams had these big crowns to them. Big crowns. I didn't have 80 grit paper because I don't use it. I had to go to the hardware store, grab some 80 grit paper, and grind everything down. Why I like plus three is because with the other mud that I was used to, I had to three coat everything. With the plus three, I could two coat everything. Two coat corner beads, two coat screws. I had 10, 12 seams. They're perfect. I just split butt joints. They're beautiful. And with two 10s and two 12s, and they're gorgeous. So it saved me an entire day or two in a house. And my piecework didn't change. I got paid the same amount per square foot, and I'm there a day less. So my pay scale went from here to here, and it was awesome. I'm telling you, throughout the 80s, it was awesome. Is there a major difference in the finishing using the plus three? I'm considering the change after watching the results. You know what? I have guys who sit there and tell me they like plus three, and I prefer the colored mud too. Yes, I definitely prefer the colored mud, and I'll tell you why I like the colored mud is because when I first switched to plus three, and it wasn't colored, it wasn't tinted. Tape. Man, these things are going too fast. I can't read them. They're going way too fast. But the pigmented plus three when it came out, the green is harder. The green mud is harder. But when plus three first came out, it was not pigmented. And I did entire houses, and I was snow blind. I'd have to walk over and touch the walls just so I could focus in to see when I was doing my touch-ups and stuff. When they came out with, and then after they primed it and painted the house, or before it was painted, I'd have to go in and touch up. And I had a lot of touch-up before they were doing their final paint coat. When I switched to pigmented plus three, I'd do the house. Nobody would even call me back unless I had repair work and extras and everything else, because you could see everything, you could touch up everything, and it was just absolutely beautiful. So, and again, like I said, I'm saving an entire day because I'm only two coating. But they have other lightweight compounds now. They have the ultralight. I've been using it now too. The ultralight, and it is ultralight, and it tapes. I'll tell you, you get that mud on the wall. Hi, Steve in Chicago. You get that mud on the wall, and you let it dry, and you try to scrape it off. You scrape the face paper off with this, with that ultralight taping mud. I like to use that for taping now because it makes the bazooka a lot lighter. The one disadvantage with that, though, it takes longer to dry. So I've just done a couple of jobs, and they ended up being a day or so behind because nothing was drying, and we had some humid weather, and rains came, and it just didn't get very nice. So, what else? Anything else? Oh, yes. Scraping off. Okay, I don't know what that meant, but the name now, the Drywall Doctor, is a registered trademark. Thumbs up for that. I can put the little R with the circle on it now. And I've put that on my channel now. You'll see that on my channel, which is an awesome thing. And I have a Facebook page too, guys. If you look at my channel, you'll see a link to my Facebook, a link to my you tint your own mud. Yeah, they do have that tint stuff you can put in your own mud. And I never did. I really never did, because I work closely with guys from USG. I know I'm never live. I'm going to try to do more live feeds though. But I used to work really closely with USG. And he told me, if you add soap, Ray, if you add food coloring, if you add those things and you have a problem, and we come out and take a sample of your wall and find that you've added these things to our mud, we're not going to warrant your work there. You're going to pay for it. I do too. I tape with the green. I top with the +3. Hello, Doc. I love your channel. God bless you. God bless you too. Your techniques with pre-filling with real Durabond, and it faded out before I could read it. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at a very, very small screen. Oh, it's helped you a ton. Thank you. What is it? What is good for tinting the mud? Hey, there was actually something on my Instagram. Or is it Instagram? Yes, on my Instagram. I think I posted something on my Instagram. How's it going? I do a lot of kitchens, bathrooms. Good. I have a kitchen coming up as soon in a week or so. You can come do my kitchen. Do a kitchen for me. I forgot what I was talking about. But there is a product that they actually make. Just Google it. There is a product that they make to put in the mud to tint it. Some guys tint it blue. It's got a blue tint, or they have a yellow tint, and that is okay. Oh, but they said they would, if they took a sample out and they saw that I had added anything, they weren't going to warrant the work. So that's why I really never added anything to my mud. I did 2 houses one time. It's like 40-something bedrooms. I did like 2 houses one time. And after it was all done, primed, painted, done, finished, they're getting ready to do the final work. It's trimmed. They're doing the finals so they can get in there. I think they're getting ready to put the carpet in. They walked in. Oh, I'll show you the corner bead that I use. They walk in there, and you can see every seam, every nail, every butt joint throughout the entire house. And what happened was they missed an ingredient in the mud, and the mud kept shrinking. There was somebody who just sent me a message, they told me that they just did a job. After they had it all finished and sanded and painted, you could see all of the tape, all of the seams. I was going to explain to him what happened. Well, they missed something in the mud, and gypsum sucks up a lot of moisture. And when they chemically treat it, it dries out, and it's supposed to be really nice. But if they miss this ingredient in there, it keeps shrinking, and you have what's called delayed shrinkage. And I had to completely skim out. USG came out and took a sample of these houses to find out what was wrong. Had I added anything to the mud, I would have eaten the entire cost. The entire cost of reskimming all of those houses and painting all of those houses. But they came out, they took a sample, they found out it was their product that was missing the ingredient that caused the delayed shrinkage. Another time I get delayed shrinkage is when I tape with paper tape with lightweight. When I just tape with paper tape and I use lightweight compound, like this. And I'll coat it twice with the lightweight compound, and then I'll skim it with +3, and I'll walk away. I've been taping with the banjo, getting to switch over to the bazooka. Anything to look for? You know what? I'm only familiar with Tape Tech, and I'm only familiar with Drywall Master. Those are the only two bazookas I'm familiar with. But I heard Columbia's got a good gun. Couldn't read it. But they completely paid me to finish those in two houses, both houses completely. It was wonderful. I'm going to do about a 20-minute live feed, and then what I'll do is I'll edit it later and I'll cut out a bunch of stuff so it's not 20 minutes on YouTube. But otherwise, you'll be able to see this on YouTube. Any other questions? Oh, so the other, I was telling you about the delayed shrinkage. So when I tape it and top it and skim it all in a day with paper tape, I think what happens is the paper tape absorbs the moisture, and then it looks completely dry. You go in there, you sand it because the paper is wet under the Durabond. And so I do no more left-handed work. Can't handle that. And I do top and skim with +3. I only tape with taping mud. That's all I do. I just tape with the green mud usually, but now the lightweight taping mud. But I top and skim with the +3. But when I tape it, top it, skim it all in one day, then and I sand it and detail it, it looks. They go to paint it, and then a couple of days later, you can just see the tape under there. I think it's because the paper, the moisture finally comes out of the paper, and it leaves this little divot where the paper is. I think that's why we have delayed shrinkage. What I started doing now is when I'm doing fast jobs like that, fiber fuse. I use fiber fuse on there, no problems anymore. I knock out a basement in a day. I come back the next day, I sand it, detail it, they paint it, they prime it, and it's beautiful. Corner bead. Oh, corner bead. It is right here. This is the corner bead I prefer. It's the Sheetrock brand. Let me see if I can flip the camera around. It's right here. See? You know what I've got here, guys? Look at what I've got here. I've got a whole box. I've got a whole box of this. That's in my garage. I don't know. Long time. Long time. I stopped that a long time ago. But that's the 90 corner bead that I use. The other things, the other thing that I use is this, and a lot of guys use it because I know I watch YouTube. I use this for corner bead a lot, if you can see that. So, and I'll use that for 120 beads. 120 beads. I'll use that for 45s, but usually, you know, truthfully, when I'm doing 45, any advice on the corner flusher without spending a ton of money? I do have some advice, but if you look at the video a little bit earlier, I talked about that. But level line. I love level line for something's going on with my thing. I love level line for 45s, just for 45s, not for 90s, not for 120s, strictly for 45s. And I did have the flusher here, guys. I dropped them here. Here's one. Here's a flusher. A guy was talking to me, and like I said, if you use one of these now, you probably want to get a flusher. You know, the flusher is one of these on steroids, is really what it turns out to be. But you got to get the mud up there. For these flushers, you're going to have to get the mud up there somehow. And for me, using a mud runner and a bazooka, my mud's up there. But I can't add mud with these flushers. I have to use, I can't put that flusher on this and add mud. It's not going to work. So I would need, they do make a flusher, I guess, that's got a hole in it that you can do that with. But, you know, now you're going to have to buy a couple of those, and truthfully, that's the price of one angle head, and one angle head can do it all. You don't have to buy two. One angle head can do it all. For years and years and years, I used one 3-inch angle head. I would remove the one spring for glazing it. I would put the spring back for finishing it. But I was cheap. I had one pump. I switched the goosenecks around. But then as I started to get money and make money, I bought 2 pumps. I don't know. I think I got 4 angle heads now. I had a couple of mud runners, but one broke. Got a couple of bazookas. You want to see my bazookas? Here's one. There's some tools back there if you can see them. But I got a bazooka hanging there. That bazooka is old. It's got probably more wrinkles than I do. It's very old. Hey, this is something though. This is something that I love. You know what this is? This is a dump trailer. And I use it for scrapping. And it just, watch. Oh, it's awesome. That thing is just awesome. I use that thing a lot. It's what I throw all my garbage in. Well, it's been about 24 minutes, guys. I'm gonna get going now. Hey, subscribe, share, thumbs up. I had some huge compliments. I left them in the house. I finished a home last week. The hangers put metal bead on. Haven't finished metal bead. I know it's been a long time since I've done metal bead too. Good money scrapping? Absolutely, guys. I've made more money doing demo work and scrapping drywall than I ever did taping. Ever. I have made $2,500 in one day. One day doing demo work and scrapping using this dump trailer. I could never say that taping, ever. I could never make that kind of money taping. But, oh my gosh, I love it. It's funny, nobody really wants to scrap. Nobody really... A friend of mine, he owned like 3 Texaco gas stations, and he was worth a lot of money. He liked to do cocaine, and he lost everything. He started out with 1 scrap truck. 1, working for a company. And with the money he made from that, he bought another one. Then he started scrapping for another company. Next thing you know, he's buying some property out west, so he's just dumping the scrap on his property out west. Eventually, he's got like 5 or 6 scrap trucks, dumping all of the drywall out west, and then started his own drywall manufacturing company, taking the drywall that he's dumping. So he's getting paid to get the drywall. He's dumping it for free. Now he's turning that into new drywall, and he was a multi-millionaire again. Incredible. Just an incredible story. Just incredible to watch. So I don't have that kind of ambition. I'm sorry. I'm just not that ambitious. So you guys, I'm going to go. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you later. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching.